Welcome back to the King Josiah TV podcast, where this show was created to educate, promote, and influence the kingdom of Jesus Christ in this world. I am your host, Josiah. And before we get started, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. If you're listening on YouTube, I know a lot of you people that click on the videos, you are not subscribed yet. So please do me a favor. Right below, go ahead and smash the subscribe button. But if you're listening audibly on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go ahead and give me that follow. But all right, guys, let's jump into today's show.
Already flexing my God and all of his authority. Practice was preaching purity, priority. Can't conform to it even if maturity. Choose to go that way, God has been restoring me. They grilling the boy, cause I won't let them George forming me. Try to put me in a box, I got off the ropes, I won't let them corner me. God has been warning me, telling me, tell his people ain't no room for lukewarming me. Order me, Lord, it be your will, it never was mine. Like Amazon Prime, his turnaround time around prayer.
All right, Young M.A. She was recently on Shannon Sharp's podcast and Club Shay Shay. And so she was talking about some interesting things. But one thing that was most interesting that she talked about her relationship with God and the difference between having a relationship with God and just knowing of God. Now, she did talk about some other things in this interview that are very contradictory to this statement, but we're going to stick on this one because she did talk about directing porn and other stuff. So we're not getting that. God's still working on her. I believe God is knocking on this young lady's heart because she just recently, I think over the last year or two, went through some health things. I'm sorry, guys, just the camera just a little bit. She went through some health things. And so a lot of people have seen images of her online and things like that. I'm not sure what exactly it was, but she did go through some health crises in her life. I do believe God lets us go through some of these things to actually bring us to him or bring him to himself. Because a lot of times we think that we're just strong on our own and we don't need God until we actually need God, which is sad. But a lot of times that's how we end up finding God. So we're going to let Young M.A. speak here.
And to, just even seeing like my mom's, for example, just, we already lost, she already lost a child.
Right.
So just imagine what that was for her. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that was also a reality check for me. Is like, I don't want to do this to my mom.
Right. And so you're like, okay, I made this decision. You said, were you religious growing up? Were you brought up in the church? Because you said, I believed in God and, hey, I prayed for things, but I didn't have a relationship with God. And if you don't mind, can you
Let's pause right here because this is important. We talk a lot about on this platform about calling, purpose, building for the kingdom. But let's talk about something real this time. If God were to call you home today, would you actually be covered? Or would your family be left with just picking up the pieces? See, stewardship isn't just about being spiritual. It's about being practical. It's about how you lead. It's about how you prepare. It's about how you protect the family that God entrusted you with. Life insurance isn't just about money. This is about legacy. This is about security. This is about your family's security, your children being taken care of. Your assignment doesn't just have to die with you. This is real leadership. So if you've been putting this off or you're not sure where to start, I want to help you with that. Hit the link below and book a call and let's get you covered the right way. Because let me tell you something, kingdom men and women, we don't just pray, we prepare.
Explain to our viewers and listeners out there the difference between knowing who God is and now cultivating a relationship with God.
Yes, because I think it's when you go through something.
Yeah.
That's how I think that's how that's created. Because you can grow up going to church. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got your grandmother or your mother or somebody just taking you because it's just a traditional thing. And you just know the surface of it.
Yeah.
But when you go through something, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like you have to go through something.
And you
can't explain that to somebody that never went through something.
Right.
Because it's still going to lay on the surface for them.
It's a situation. A lot of times we have success and we're like, oh, thank you, God, for this. But when you go through something and you have to say, Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Boy, it open your eyes, won't it?
Yes.
Because a lot of times when we have success, we really think it's us.
Yeah.
We really think it's us. But he said, you know what? I'll make you call on me.
And that's another thing. You know what's crazy is that I always put God first. Like I never was this cocky artist.
Okay.
I've been humble my whole entire life, career, everything. You know what I mean? Like my fans even know that. And I always put God first. But like now is like that part is easy to say God did it because everything's good and gold and glitter. But when you at a low point and God pull you out of it, that's where you see the difference in, oh yeah, God did that. Yeah,
nobody
he did
but
that,
him.
but God did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's the difference right there. But I'm the type of person.
Yep. That's exactly, like, you can see in her face what she's been through and what God brought her through. Now, a lot of people could sit here and take this moment to judge her lifestyle, the music that she puts out. We're not going to focus on that, guys. What we're going to focus on is God is knocking on this young woman's heart. God is calling him to herself. To me, this speaks to the verse, in Romans 5:8. But God shows his love for us, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. While young M.A is still in her sin, still living her life. While I'm still in my life doing my thing, God is still vying for our hearts. He's still coming after us. He's still chasing us, leaving love letters, leaving notes, people, senders to bring us to himself. And so let's not discount because of the lifestyle that she lives and how it looks on the outside, because what God is doing on the inside of her, we don't know. And so to me, it was just so beautiful to see that she's deciphered the difference between just knowing God and having a relationship with God. That's the biggest common denominator that will show the difference between people that are truly with God and people that are not. And lastly, guys, I just want to read a verse from Revelation 3:20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, all the young M.As out here, I will come into him and eat with him, and he will with me. God is always going to be chasing after us. God is always going to be at the door knocking and seeing who is going to answer and seeing if you're going to answer. Are you going to answer the call? Are you going to answer the door? So, guys, just want to bring that up. I thought it was beautiful. Show light to, what really a true relationship with God is. And when you get that true relationship with God, that's when the change happens. God's not about behavior modification, but God's about heart modification. So I think that's something that we need to focus on. And I think this is beautiful to see. But all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's podcast here. Again, this is episode number 48 of the King Josiah TV podcast, guys. We're almost 50 episodes in. I want you to be a part of the family. I want you to be a part of the rise of this channel. Guys, remember, go ahead and smash the subscribe button. Please share this video with somebody you think might encourage by this content or enjoy this content as well. You guys, I want you to argue with me in the comments. I want you to drop some comments. I know some things we talked about are controversial. You may not agree with me. Hey, maybe you agree with me. Go ahead and talk back to me, guys. I love to hear back from you. But all right, guys, I will see you guys again next week for the King Josiah TV podcast. You guys enjoy your week. Bye.
My salvation on me like it's a helmet. The way you to sin is death for send you to hell quick. Wanted to be all about me, God, I was selfish. I was rebellious, but you didn't